are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for your time. I would like to welcome everyone. Welcome Stefan to our digital stage. Stefan is the co-founder and managing director of realxdata. He has over 16 years of experience in real estate investment, finance, and portfolio and asset management. At realxdata, he is responsible for sales, business development, and finance. Stefan, the digital stage is now yours, my friend. Please feel free to share your screen.
Thank you very much. All right. So actually, I was thinking about how to start and doing this today because for sure I did a lot of pitches, but it's my first digital fair or digital webinar in this environment. Yeah, maybe you ask yourself, okay, why I'm opening a web page? Because today our designers launched our new website, and actually it's a perfect time to present it to the audience. I want to give you a short overview what we are doing and what is our background, and then I would like to jump into the product. And as in the last pitches, feel free to write questions, or yeah, would be nice if we have some good discussions. Yeah, actually, what are we doing? realxdata actually is the name. So we are connecting real estate data with market data. So in the first place, our product has two components. One is the integration, the automatic integration of rent rolls and memo data, and on the other hand, connecting it to market data. So everyone who's working in real estate knows the rent roll, and we call it the API of the industry, which is not, and which is time consuming and crunching, and every market participant has issues handling all the data. So if an investor or if a seller wants to sell a property or portfolio, they send a rent roll to a potential buyer, or if there's a broker in between, they send it to the broker. In the end, they send it to the bank, and the bank sends to the appraiser. So everyone in this process has the document in their hand, actually, on the computer, crunching it and trying to analyze the data and try to find market data. So what can we do? We can automatically structure rent rolls, analyze them, and making them accessible via business intelligence solution, which means a dashboard, which you want to will see in some seconds. We can build APIs to specific systems, and we connect all the data with specific market information, like rent developments, forecast, news, deal news, socioeconomic data. So all data we can gather and receive. So the big advantage, and one important thing, because we are a German-based company, also with an office in Barcelona. So we are the pan-European market currently, and you have to understand that the real estate market in Germany, it's like the Wild West. So it's fully intransparent. It's nothing compared to the US or to the UK. So our target group are for sure banks, investors, brokers who are in the pan-European market. Either they're situated there or investing from the US, for example, and going into these markets. Yeah, so one important step when we were able to gathering all the data in one place and making it accessible to our customers, we have a team of data scientists who work with the data and to generate deeper analytics. In the first place, we have rent prediction models, and currently working on forecasting models for rents and prices, which is yeah, where's a big need in the market for consistent market data and get a good market overview. So I logged into the platform, and the first thing I mentioned, like connecting your data, is one of the most important thing. You can connect your data to the platform while drag and drop the renderer here, receiving a fully an overview of your entire portfolio within the platform. Wait a second. Ashkan, can you hear me?
Yeah, Stefan, are you? Is everything okay?
Yeah, I was checking something. I had a problem with the connection, so I'm asking if you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can't see you.
Okay, give me 1 second. I have to.
If you're trying to share your screen, there's a share screen button.
Yeah, I know, but it was disconnected. Okay. Can you now see the dashboard?
Yes, we can.
Okay, I'm sorry for that. I don't know what happened. So all right. So I logged into the platform, and the first and the most important thing, which is also maybe interesting for potential customers worldwide. So you can drag and drop a rent row here into the platform, and it's automatically analyzed and accessible, and it doesn't matter, especially in which country the properties are situated. So you receive an analysis out of the rent row of all important real estate KPIs. And the most important thing to say is that there is no template, no mask or predefined structure. The rent row needs to be, or the rent row needs to be, it doesn't need to be adjusted. So you put it in here and receive all the information you want to have. So so one important thing, due to the fact that we can do it automatically. So currently our customer have approximately 50,000 assets analyzed in their accounts. So it doesn't matter to the platform right now if it's 150 assets, as in our example here, or if it's 15,000 assets or 150,000. So they're using the platform as a in-house comparable. So for example, if I'm a transaction and transaction manager receiving a lot of offers, receiving a lot of rent roads, I can connect every deal and analyze every deal. And if I need comparables, maybe for a later deal, I can get it back to another old deal and search for it. For example, if I'm looking for a specific tenant, I can filter for it, and everything's changing. The big advantage of the dashboards is that they have all KPIs, but all data available by clicking and having easily access to the data. So for example, if you're investing in residential, for example, in my hometown in Berlin, so you would do some clicks going down to the districts, know exactly which are the last lettings according to apartment sizes or year of construction, by easily making your data accessible. So it might be maybe astonishing for you, saying, okay, it's a dashboard, we've seen a dashboard before, but most of the real estate participants we see, especially in the market, do not have any kind of business intelligence. And this analysis, what we can deliver, takes them like one analyst like 3 days. And so here you have the data immediately and for sure everywhere accessible. In the next step, we connect the data with specific market data. So we can go down on from an asset point of view, from a portfolio view to the single asset view, which means, for example, I'm jumping into an asset here, having the same analysis available for the asset level, can connect all data, and in the moment the asset is connected to the platform, all market data on the platform, it's also connected. So what kind of data we're having right now? So if I'm jumping into our map system, I can see my own assets on the platform, geocoded, connected to the platform, where they are, where they're located. I can directly jump into the information from the asset. I have specific information. I can jump back into the asset dashboards, etc., etc. But the most important thing, I get all data I want to know about the location. So, for example, if I need what kind of development plans are effective in this area, yeah, which maybe affects my my investment, then I can have a look here and can easily access the data and know what's going on. So we connected to all different GIS systems from the local authorities and connected all the data to the platform. We received we have all rents, for example, for each locations, so we can see the very detailed rental development, also with metadata, like, for example, like days online from listing portals. But we give the user a very detailed view of the data, so you can directly jump in and see all the comparable data to your location around your asset and get a perfect market view for your estimated rental value, or if you have condo prices, for sure, all the data is accessible on the platform. Then we have a kind of investment comparables also available. So I can jump, for example, if I'm jumping in this area, clicking here, I can see directly, okay, the green dots are project developments, the red dots are transactions, the yellow dots are lease comms. So this is data which comes from newspapers, press releases, different kind of sources. It's geocoded and directly connected to my asset. Then also one important thing, which is very time consuming and exhausting, to know the socioeconomic data of each location, which means for sure, like you want to know the population of the people in the area, the population of the city with the forecast, the density, I think you know all these KPIs when you work in real estate and have to do a market analysis. So with realxdata, the big advantage is that every information, you only need to type in the address and have every information you need for a real estate decision. So our customers, as I said in the beginning, because this is an issue every customer is facing. They're crunching Excel, and then they try to find market data. This is actually what every market participant is doing. So our customers are investors, asset managers, brokers, banks, appraisers. So it's each kind of customer has the same issue, analyzing the rent rolls and memo data and connecting it to market data. The big advantage for sure, if the data is connected to the platform, we can build APIs. So recently, for example, we built an API to the Arealbank. It's one of the biggest financing bank here in Germany, into their risk management system. 60% of their portfolio is worldwide. So right now they can jump to they open realxdata. All their underlying assets now are on the platform. And if they want to check their properties in Europe, for sure, they can jump in and have all the data available. And the big advantage for sure is if you connect all your rent rolls, then after a while, I mean, this part of New York will be full of these dots with real comparables, which is the biggest advantage of the rent rolls, that are real comparables, and you get a perfect market view. even if you do not have maybe other data available. Brokers use realxdata, for example, as a digital information memorandum. So, for example, right now I received a rent roll with one portfolio. Then the portfolio is analyzed. It's easy clickable, accessible, and in the next step I can invite users to the platform and say, okay, I give an external account to a user, send the link, and the user receives the link from the broker, that the broker invites the user to the retail transaction, and the browser logs in and can navigate through realxdata without having access to all portfolios, only to the one which is access to, and get a fully analyzed portfolio view with all our analytics. And if the broker allows the potential buyer to download the rent roll, they press the button, download the rent roll in one perfect format, and do not have to adjust anything. So you can reduce a market approach from weeks within 2 days. So in the moment the rent roll comes in, you connect it to realxdata, you send it out to potential buyers, and receive a initial bid within 2 or 3 days. So this is one of the use cases we have with brokers. The banks actually receive up to a 5-digit amount of rent rolls a year. So in the origination process, as well in the risk management process, they constantly receive rent rolls and have to analyze it. This is what we do for the banks. And for the investors, for sure, you want to know all the commercial analysis about your portfolio, how you're doing to the market, and how's the performance in the market. There's one specific thing which is maybe not that important in the US or UK, because all the data is publicly available, or most of the data. But in Germany, due to the intransparency, our customers allow us to use the data on an anonymized, aggregated basis. So we will be the first one to deliver real benchmarks out of the market. So right now, if you're an investor coming from the US, going to Germany, want to invest, actually you have no idea, because there's it's a very difficult market access. You ask for comms, you don't get them. You only can rely on a local broker. So this is a tool which can help you to understand and to get a fast access into the market. I think I was very fast. We have 10 minutes left, but I would like to take the time to answer questions.
Thank you, Stefan. There's a lot of questions that came in during your presentation. Before we continue, do you mind putting your contact screen up so everyone can see how to get in contact with you? Thank you. So the first question that came in has to do with parsing through files and others. Can I parse other files other than rent roll, like unit lists and others, or rental history and others?
Okay, very good question. Thank you. For sure. I mean, you can connect asset lists, which means there's a rent roll in one row. So we're thinking rent rolls. You can put in unit lists. So recently, for example, Knight Frank became customer recently with us, and they connect actually each unit they have either in their Outlook or in an Excel file and connect it to the platform to make it for themselves accessible. So it doesn't matter.
So thank you for that. What is your data policy like? Do you share my rent roll information with other people?
As I said, our current customers allow us to use the data on an anonymized basis. So we've seen the map, right, with different kind of levels of detail. So we are using the data on these specific areas, which means we use the comparables, what we delete the exact address and for sure tenant name. So you cannot see or know which building within the area it is, but it will be used for benchmarking.
Thank you for that. Is there an AI, let me rephrase their question here. Is there an algorithm that detects and proactively presents issues with an asset?
Yes. So in the first place, the uploading process itself, within the uploading process, there's a lot of things we are checking. So there's a decision tree, like only with 80 questions regarding the structure of the file, and then it's going into the content of the file. So this is like the first thing where we're checking the data if they're reliable, if they're valid, and getting back to the customer, because what we do not change data or assume any data. So if the type of use is not given, for sure the machine can have a guess maybe with the tenant name, but in the end the user have to check it. Future plan is for sure that we want to give more recommendations to the user according to look your asset right now, due to the fact, for example, the rent is going down, or the listing portals show that the offers are longer online or something like that, which will be more intelligent in the future.
Thank you. Does the platform cover Asia? And let's kind of maybe open up a little bit more.
Understood. Sure.
Yeah. What markets do you currently cover, or are you location agnostic?
So analyzing real estate data, we are capable of doing it worldwide. So the rent roll analysis or unit level or asset level analysis is working worldwide. For all types of use, except of hotels and nursery, because they are calculated via P&L. Market data, we're currently covering the German market and start data collaboration in Switzerland, Austria, and France. So we are growing according to our customers. So there's a long wish list, and yeah, actually, and we want to go for sure in the not transparent markets. For example, in Europe, the transparent markets are UK, Netherlands, Nordics, and for sure we want to try to go into the countries which are less transparent, because then the need is much higher and much bigger.
I 100% agree. So thank you for that. Does the system abstract the rent roll to present the market apart from their own data? So that basically to segment the list visually.
Pardon? I didn't get it, I have to admit.
Yeah. So when it comes to visualization of I believe you had a map with market data. Does the list separate the user's data from the market data?
Yeah, currently what we've seen, like the market data, yes, in the first place, and secondly, we want to deliver real benchmarks, but they will be marked as real benchmarks. Or if we use, like I said, our data science teams in Barcelona right now working on prediction model, or actually it will be online soon. Then we will mark every rent which is not a hard comparable. We will mark it as a machine-based, or yeah. So it will be very explicit, the difference between a calculated rent and the rent where we have hard data behind.
Thank you for that. We have a question regarding the ownership of the data. Who owns the data once the data or information is uploaded? I'm assuming to your platform. The owner or realxdata?
The owner. The owner owns the data.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's very important, I think, but it has more to do with the German angst, because otherwise we won't get any customer. Germans are very, very afraid when it comes to data, even if it doesn't make any sense. But yeah, for sure. And also, I mean, you are aware of GDPR compliance, something like this. So servers are in Germany, everything is restricted. So the user has access. It's like from a structure, like a virtual data room. You have access to your account, but if you want, you can give access, as I've shown you, via user rights to any other party. But this then your business.
Thank you. Yeah, I 100% agree. Yeah. where do you I'm going to kind of paraphrase this question a little bit, just kind of restructure this question. So obviously you have your data set that the user, the owner, the property manager uploads, and they could see their property versus the market and others. Where for market data outside of the anonymized list that you've created, where do you obtain the other information from? Where do you and to this gentleman's question, where do you obtain the accurate market data from? APIs, or is it bought, or others?
There are different sources. So for example, we have, most of the real estate, or I think every real estate people know broker reports, the PDF files. So for example, in the beginning, we started to digitalize the PDF files of the brokers. Now we have some data partnership with brokers. They're delivering the data as in structured format. So you have easily access via the platform. I haven't shown this yet, just another map layer on the map of the broker area, which is much bigger most of the time, so not that detailed. Then we are getting data from the listing portals, so which we get via scraping and via API. Then Germany has a federal system, or other countries we checked already have a geoinformatic system. So we have a geoinformatic team which connects with data engineers or via APIs to the public information systems, and there's data we buy. Yeah, for sure. I mean, like socioeconomic data, there are specialists only delivering. I mean, US, UK, no Oxford Economics, and Germany there are some other providers, but it's almost the same. This is how we work. So for sure, for us, it's more important, or it's very important also to get data partnerships, because otherwise you cannot grow in other countries if you do everything what we did right now for one country. In this case, it was sensible because Germany is the biggest transaction market, so we took the time and the money, but other countries needs to conquer it faster.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I can see all the work you guys put into this, and congratulations on all your success so far. Last question has to do with brokers. Do you see your technology? So basically, to summarize this person's question, you have all this deal information, and owners and investors can transact or educate themselves on your platform. To this person's question, do you see your company, do you see your platform, realxdata, eliminating the need for an investment sales broker?
No. I mean, I have to say no. I want the brokers as customers. But in the end, I think, my argumentation usually is to say, look into the US, look into the UK. The market are more transparent, are much more transparent. So what happens? You have more deals, you have better deals. For sure, the margins for the brokers are lower, but on the other hand, they have more deals and a better competition. So also it's good also for the customer. So if we want to win this challenge by making the real estate industry more transparent, we need every party. And the most important thing to say, we are a technology company. We are not a research company. We are not into the market. The brokers on the ground, they gathering the data, in an unstructured way. We help them to structure them. So this will work together. So it's not cut a middleman strategy in any way.
And thank you for that. Stefan, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure, amazing product, and congratulations on all your success.
Thank you very much for your time.
Oh.